Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marguerite. For today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to fill in your brows and just clean up your brows, lift your brows, properly fill them in, show you products to apply around your brows. So let's get started. I already applied my foundation. I just filmed my how to contour video. So I am all contoured. Can you tell? Contour with a K. Do I look okay? I already applied foundation around my brows. I just zoomed in, but I definitely think it's okay to apply foundation around your brows. You know, that's just something that you can't avoid sometimes. So definitely try to go around your brows. You don't really need to apply it in your brows. So you're gonna apply foundation around your brows. Let me make sure you can really see. Hi. I'm trying to really grow out and thicken my brows. So you might notice, you know, mine aren't perfectly clean, but I'm gonna show you how you can definitely look that way. If you're trying to grow out your brows, definitely put down those tweezers and stop plucking. You can apply castor oil at night and that will really help thicken your brows and just help them grow. If you do have an eyelash growth serum, you can apply those on your brows as well. It works on your brows, but those are expensive. So you can just apply castor oil. You could probably even put a little coconut oil on there if you want, but coconut oil breaks me out, so I can't apply that on my face. But I think castor oil is a great trick. So you want to stay true to your face shape and your brows. Filling in your brows are so important because it does really make a difference on your face, especially if you have a lot of eye makeup on, lip makeup. Your brows can just get lost. So you definitely want to fill them in to just bring some oomph to your face and just more definition to your face. They really do make a big difference. A lot of people don't think that they do anything, but they do. So depending on your face shape, you know, maybe you have just really circular brows, that's fine. Mine look a little circular, but I always like drawing a line here just to make them a little more square at the front. I think there are 3 different products that you can use to fill them in. So you can get whatever works for you. My favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. This is thick and angled, and it really just helps me fill in my brows really fast. And so a product that I just discovered that's comparable is the Loreal Brow Stylist Shape and Fill. And this is on its last leg. So you can tell they both have the triangle point. I don't know if you can tell on this, but it's thicker. So this is the same product, this is thicker, it will definitely get the job faster. Another option is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil Crayon. You can see that this is a lot thinner than the definer option, and I'll usually go in with both of these. I think this is really good for drawing in new hairs and helping it look a little more natural. So I'll show you how I do that. And then lastly, the third option is you can take your angled brow brush or your angled eyeliner brush and dip into a powder or a pomade. So whatever works for you. I just got this NYX Love Contours All, and it has 2 brow colors. So I might even try to just cover all 3 of these options just to show you. But first, it's good to take some concealer and frame out our brows. So I love this. This is a 3D precision brush by Sigma. You can take any concealer brush. You can even take a more dense eyeshadow brush, but this has a ton of product on it. So usually I just like dipping my brush onto the applicator to pick up, and then I'm just going to carve out my brow. And this is a great technique for lifting your brows and helping them look more lifted. So just go all around, even up here. And then just blend that out. Whatever is left, I'll blend onto my eyelid. I haven't done my eyes yet, so you can use this as your eyeshadow base. A lot of people start with their brows, so it's a great trick to use as an eyeshadow base. But you just want to blend that out, and that will help cover up any extra hairs or whatever you're trying to hide. So yeah, you can apply foundation near your brows and then concealer to line your brows, because that will really help lift. I'm going to start with the crayon, the thinnest one I have, because I always like drawing new hairs just in the just in the start of my eye. So a good trick, so you know where your eyebrow should start, is line this up on the side of your nose. You know, I'm not like down here. I'm as high up as I can be. So the bridge of your nose pretty much. And that is a good indicator of where it should start. So I drew a line, you can tell, see how much further I can go with that brow. And I'll blend this out so it looks a little more natural. But you know, say your brows already go that far in, that's great. If they go past that line and you like that look, you can keep it, or you can trim, wax, thread, or pluck, whatever goes farther in. But that's a good trick of where it should start. And then, you know, you can tilt this horizontally 45 degrees or whatever, and that's where your point should be. So that's where my my arch already is. And then if you tilt it that way, that's where your tail should go. So you can usually extend it out a tad bit. That shows you where the tail should go, okay? So I'm gonna wipe this away so it's not so dramatic. Yeah, usually I'll just start filling in new hairs at the front. And I like the look when it looks a little messy at the front and these are just kind of standing up. That's okay, but if you don't like that look, you can curve them so it just looks curvy, but I like when it's pointed up. You know, even before you start, you can brush all your hairs up and that will help you see any sparse spots. I have a lot of sparse spots over here that I will be filling in. It just depends what look you want. And all throughout this, I will be brushing up because it just helps brush out the color and helps it look a little more natural so that it blends in and the crayon isn't too intense. And you also want to really, this is also really important, it's finding your perfect match. So this is ash brown. I usually like an ashier brown because it's not as intense. The Anastasia one is soft brown. So, and then what is this Loreal one? I haven't tried this Loreal one yet. Brunette. So I usually go in with this NYX one in the front because I don't want it that dramatic in the front. So I just start filling in hairs, following my hairs the natural way that they go. And usually I fill in this area a little, but you can also draw a line underneath here and then spool it out, and that will help thicken that area a little and just draw it in. And then usually I'll alternate between the two sides, but it's just really important following your natural hairline and just going in long strokes. Like I always start at the bottom and then do strokes that go upward so that they look pretty natural. And you definitely want to take the time to fill in both sides to make sure they both look natural. And I might go in with concealer at the end just to clean up around this area. But like, see, this one is now standing up more and this one's more rounded, so I need to match. So it can definitely take some time matching. No two brows are the same. I think that's why this NYX micro brow one is really good, because I find that it's a little more natural than the brow definer, but the brow definer is great if you're in a hurry. So it just depends on what shape you like and what your preference is, but you definitely want to try to stay true to your face shape and not make it too intense. You can use a brow gel if you want. I usually don't use brow gels because my brows are kind of thin and tame anyways, but that's a good way to glue them down and tame them. I find that they look a little more unnatural when there's brow gel in it, but if that's something you like, that's definitely okay. You know, if you use this, an angled brush, dip it in, try to wipe off excess so it's not too intense, and then just start making strokes. I point the pointed tip down and then I go up, and then I just kind of fill in. The powder is great for looking very natural. You can definitely take a brown eyeshadow, and this is a great trick to really darken up your brow. But you know, it's actually pretty easy. You just want to figure out what is your preferred style, what works for your face shape, where your brow should start. So this is a good trick, just doing this and figuring out where it should start, and that will help even out the brows You know, you can get up, stand away from, I always like to stand like 5 feet away from the mirror and then look at both of them, because it's hard when you're up close, you know, they can look different. But when you stand away, it's like, ooh, that arch is higher, gotta fix that. Gotta fix that side, gotta fix that. So just keep spooling it out. That will help distribute the product and help it look a little more natural. You can definitely start in the tail of your brow and then work your way up if you want this to be the thinnest. It is good to leave the start of your brow to be the thinnest and not as dramatic for a more natural look, but you can do whatever you want really. So now I'm just gonna clean this up. I definitely like thickening up my brows a little, and I just really like that shape for me personally. So I always like setting my concealer with a bone colored shadow. So just like a white or ochre. I love going in with a matte shadow personally, and I find that that will really help lift the brow and just carve it out as well. Now you can go in with the shimmer if you want. I personally don't like too much shimmer on my brow because I like to grow out my brows, so mine are a little more hairy. I don't always trim them, and the shimmer will just magnify any little hairs I have that are growing out. But if you want to go in with a highlighter, you definitely can, or a cream colored shadow. This is just the Becca Champagne Pop. It's a little more natural, so you can do that. That is another good trick to lifting your brows, putting a little of that in the inner eye as well. Yeah, just making sure they're even is key. Sorry if mine aren't even. It's hard to tell when I'm so close to the camera, but I hope mine are even. That would just be embarrassing. But another good trick, it's best to work under rather than on top. You don't want, unless you need to like make your arch a little pointier, that's fine, go in with a couple hairs. But it's better to like really make lines and the darkest part on the bottom, and then you can distribute it and fan it out with the spool side. You want the top to be lighter. It will just help look a little more natural. Alrighty, so that completes this brow tutorial. I hope these are even. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm so close to the camera and I can't really step away right now. If they're uneven, I'll fix them off camera. I apologize. But that's just the gist of how to fill in your brows. But you know, you really want to stay true to your face shape. You want to stay true to the brow you're already given with. If you want to grow them out, you can. Just don't touch them. They might look a little hairy, but you can clean it up with concealer. You know, if you like thickening it, that's okay. Like I like thickening mine a little and giving them a more square shape at the front rather than rounded. I just find that that looks better on my face shape and kind of adds some nice definition to my face shape. You know, just play around with it. If you mess up, just wipe it off or go in with concealer. I think the key is just taking a pen can really help if powder frustrates you. Try a pen. This NYX one is really good. And this L'Oreal one is very comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, which is my favorite. So you just wanna find your right color, but just start at the bottom and do short strokes going upward, you know? Just keep creating new hairs and darkening the current hairs you have, and then take the spool end to really go over everything, and that will help distribute product all throughout the brows and just kind of help it look lighter and not so dramatic, not so dark. You know, you can always go in with your fingers to take some powder out. You can go over with a Kleenex, whatever. But I hope that you found this video helpful. Leave a comment or a suggestion below if I forgot anything, or if you have anything that works for you or a product you love and recommend, let me know. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video. Mwah! Goodbye everyone, farewell, see you later.